right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Cheetah Talk podcast. Welcome back, mi gente Cheetah. We are back after a long time of not shooting. I do want to apologize. I've had just life happen in general. So much guests that I've been wanting to shoot. So many people signing up to the to be on the pod. So thank you for everyone that's signing up. We're trying to get to everyone as quick as possible. But we are back, and what better to do? Not only our first duo on the podcast, our first ladies on the podcast. So let's give it up tonight for Anais and Helen. Yes, let's give it up for them, and we'll edit claps so it doesn't feel so awkward.
Okay, cool. Yeah. So it's not that embarrassing.
But we are back, and like I said, not only a duo, but we got the first ladies, which we've been wanting to do for a long time. It's just scheduling is crazy. I know you ladies are crazy busy. So, but we finally got it done. And yeah, let's start. Let's jump right into it. Introduce your girls, like where you guys come from, how was that childhood? Let's start from A. I like to say A to Z, from the where you guys come from, childhood, what brought you to makeup and hair, and then we'll go from there.
So let's get to the trauma. Well, firstly, thank you so much for having us. It's such a pleasure to be the first woman. Thank you for hosting us here
in your beautiful space.
Thank you so much.
I'm pretty sure a lot of people have been here or seen pictures. It's very nice, and there's a very nice view as well.
Thank you so much. I did do my studio myself, so it means a lot to me when people compliment it. But we are sisters. This is my sister. I'm the makeup artist, the lead artist. This is my company, and this is my sister, who's my right hand in this business all throughout. And one of my other sisters, who's not here today, but she's actually my assistant who answers all the emails and questions that everybody has. I've been in the industry for 5 years this September. So really excited. I always said I can't wait till I make 8 years. And now that I'm saying 5 years, it feels kind of crazy. And this is my sister, Helen. Yeah, time flies. It's insane. This is my sister, Helen, who's been helping me in the last year with all the hairstyles. And I pretty much kind of forced her into it. I definitely did.
But I love it.
Definitely forced her into it.
Yes.
But it's been such a big help having her. And again, this is my big sister, actually. I am the youngest sister. We have 6 sisters total. We're 6. And I'm the youngest. So I like to say that I'm a product of all of them. I have a little bit of all my sisters in me.
You're the youngest of all.
I'm the youngest of all.
Okay, so yeah, you definitely did take a piece from everyone.
I definitely did. And even me and Helen, we're 7 years apart, but we get along so well. She's my best friend.
Yeah, we're best friends.
That's awesome.
So it's amazing. Like working with your best friend's amazing. I love it when we work together and our clients don't know we're sisters or that we're so close.
I mean, when I came the first time, which was a couple months ago, I didn't know you guys were sisters.
Right. Yeah. Well, 1-on-1, we don't look alike, like at all. I'm very morenita and she's not. And when our clients see us, the way we interact with each other, the way we talk, and we share drinks all the time, they're like, you can just get
that's what caught me off guard. I don't know what the hell you guys were saying. And I was like, okay. You know? and then you clarify, like, oh, by the way, we're sisters. If you see us share a drink or anything, we
exactly. And it's so funny because even with our own family, like they always make fun of us that only we understand each other. Me and us and the other sister that answers the emails. Right. We're the trio because it's true. Like we do understand each other the most. We're the most alike. We joke around the most. It's great.
We spend the most time too.
I see her like every day.
I see her more than my husband. Definitely see her more than my husband.
So it's so good. But that's just a little bit about us. Should I go deeper? Like into my
I mean, Helen, give us a little. How was it when she dragged you in?
Right.
Well, present
she didn't give me an option. She didn't give me an option.
I didn't.
So I've always done this like casually, and she would always say, "Oh, I need help. You guys, you need to help me." And I'm like, "Yeah," and I wouldn't really take her serious. One day she called me. She said, "Hey, you're booked for a certification class. Find a sitter." And I was like, and she's like, and I paid a lot. Yeah, she's like, and I paid a lot of money. And I'm like, okay. And I'm like, we're doing this.
I guess I'm a hairstylist now.
Yeah, like,
literally.
No, and I think it was my brother-in-law who recently asked me. He's like, when did this start? Because prior to this, I was a surgical coordinator and I was an insurance manager. I was in the medical field, so all of a sudden be a hairstylist.
And then definitely a 360.
Yeah, it's a drastic change
for sure.
So I love it. It's so much fun.
You guys make a really, really good team. Whenever I came,
much.
With we were doing a wedding.
We were doing a bride.
I was shooting the photography video. For those that don't know, I have my other the Nova Events company. We came to do a shoot here for a bride, and they were just like the back and forth energy was like great. So I was like, yo. I first we were gonna do the episode with just Anais, and then it clicked on me like, you got like that energy would be great on camera. So I was like, You know, and then you guys work together. You guys are, like you said, you spend a lot of time together.
A lot of
so,
time.
You know?
Every day.
We'll know
Every
every
day.
little secret of each other. No, I'm playing.
No, we dead ass do
Well,
though. But it's
So,
funny, yeah.
Where'd you guys grow up? Like, where'd you guys, what was like the whole, how was that, the life growing up? Maybe, was there anything that fueled the hair and the makeup?
Okay, so for me speaking, and I think for both of us, because we're the youngest, we're the two youngest
Yeah, we're the-
sisters
yeah, we're
out
the
of
last
6.
ones.
So we're the last one. Our parents are born in El Salvador, but they met here, and it's very interesting because our struggles are very, very different to like an average Hispanic family. Because number one, when we were born into parents with papers, so it's a complete game changer.
Right.
Like it's such a huge advantage, realistically. If you don't take advantage of it, like that's just you.
Right.
And then we also, because we're all girls and we were mostly raised with our dad, our mom went back to work. And our dad was he was building himself up. Like at one point he owned 11 houses here in New York, New Jersey, and PA. So we were
the
always
entrepreneurship comes from like
the
where-
entrepreneurship comes from our dad, even our mom, because our mom, she cleans houses,
Right.
but she doesn't work under anyone else. She manages her own schedule, her own timing, her own clients. Like she gets it from that, and she even helps her friends get more customers and everything.
that's
So I would
awesome.
say we get it from both. But I think a big part of who we are and how I run my business comes from my dad, because one thing he's always taught us as girls, and I'm super grateful, is that you can never depend on a man. You need to have your own. You need to get your shit together. You need to know how to work. You need to know how to manage your money. You need to be smart. You need to play hard, work hard.
Right.
So we've always been that way, but it's, I guess, since we have so many sisters, we're also really girly. So we would be fixing tiles. We know we could do a whole bathroom with tips on, like
dad-
with
Oh, wow.
nails.
Yeah, our dad would do construction, then he
Right.
would put us to work. He's
Right.
like, you know,
Like,
so we would
it's
have our
really
makeup
different.
done and our hair done, but we'd be fixing a bathroom.
Like doing construction
That's
and
really
stuff
cool.
like
That's
that.
really cool. How
Yeah.
you guys,
Right.
like, you know, you guys didn't back down from like, you know.
No,
No.
not at all. On the
Hey,
contrary.
look, now you made your studio.
Yeah, I did put the wallpaper up, thanks to my dad. But
So,
I feel
makeup,
like
hair, and wallpaper for
yeah, bathrooms too,
And tiles,
We know
yeah.
how to do tiles, so
really good at ceramic.
don't be shy. So we
Multi-service.
definitely get that from our parents. We're born and raised in Brooklyn. Like I lived in Brighton Beach my whole life. So has she. Well, not anymore. And I feel like I've always loved the area, but one thing I've always loved was connecting with so many different communities, because we're from El Salvador, parents are from El Salvador, and you know the Salvadoran community is very, very small, but we were always exposed to so many Mexicans and Russians and Pakistanis and Indian people, and the culture is so rich. Being Salvadorian, and especially our parents coming so young, they don't, and especially back in the days, they were fleeing from the Civil War. So the culture doesn't really exist for us, if
Right.
that makes sense, because it was so stripped down.
Right.
But in cambio, when we work with these Mexicans, we do their quinceañeras or their weddings, I love to ask because it is so beautiful.
Yeah.
So I felt like we grew up in church. My parents are hardcore Catholic. If anyone knows Guardian Angel in Brooklyn, my parents and my sister, oldest sister,
You know
are
the
the ones.
Forties.
Yeah, you know the Fortes family.
You're
They've
right
been
in the
singing for,
Fortes.
I think my sister's been singing for at least 20 years now. So growing up in that environment, very, very Catholic, we were so used to seeing like these quinceañeras every Saturday and
Right.
Sunday and
Yeah.
everything. And
It
I've
was just a
always
passion.
loved.
We loved it.
Right, I've
Yeah.
always loved stuff like that. My mom would take me every Saturday morning to go see the quinceañera dresses and to go see the bride dresses, because that was just what I loved. And they would always go to parties, and I would see how my sisters got dressed and how they did their makeup and everything, which is interesting because when I was very, very, very small, I used to say, I don't want to wear makeup. I want to embrace my natural beauty, which was such a freaking lie. Okay, I even have lip filler, for fuck's sake. Like
tell that to the
that's
Sephora
not
account.
natural. You know, even so I started to pick up that mania of wanting to learn to do makeup because I was in middle school and I had a boyfriend. My sisters were livid. They always said, you cannot focus on boys. You need to find something that's going to pay, like, it's going to make you happy, that's not boys. Like, you need to, you
Right.
cannot be that way. So they would take me out to Broadway shows. They would take me out to eat in the city. They would take me to go experience things. So I wanted more for myself. And one day they came up to me and they said, pick anything you want and we'll fund it for you. We'll help you and everything. So I came and I said, you know what? I think I want to learn to do like YouTube videos and makeup and stuff.
Okay.
So my sister, the two middle ones, like the oldest kind of, they came and...
I'm sorry. So you want to do like content creation or you wanted to learn off of YouTube?
No, I wanted to do like makeup content creation.
Okay.
That's what I wanted to do because I don't know.
This is at what age?
I think I was in 6th grade. So that was like what, 11, 12?
Okay, so it was like before like the big boom of like, get ready with me and all that stuff.
I think it was
right
right
at the beginning of
right,
it.
because I went to... I'm really young, but I'm really, really young. So I started 2016, that big YouTube makeup content creation era was when I started to learn makeup. So I learned at like peak content creation and YouTube and everything like that. I knew I wanted to do something within this, but I didn't want to do this professionally. Realistically, the reason why I started was because I wanted to go to law school. I always wanted to help the community. I've always loved politics. I still love politics. And I always said I wanted to be an immigration lawyer because I wanted to help my community. I wanted to help my people. Like amazing. If anyone's going to do something, it's going to be me. I'm a very big activist. But then once I got to college and everything, I realized you can't fix a system that's created to break you. It needs to be rebooted completely. It needs to be kicked off and everything. And I started to fall in love with makeup and I started to make real money, like real money. And I think I was like 18, 19. No, I was younger. I was 17. I started when I was 17. And I'm like, you know what? Like, I'm just going to be in college for a little bit. I'm going to feel it out. But I felt like deep down, because our dad taught us to be so, like, ambitious and you need to do more in life. You need to be better. I always knew I wanted to beat these stereotypes of, like, Hispanic women can just, like, raise families and stuff like that. Like, even till this day, I say I don't want kids because I always want to beat that stereotype. But it's not that I don't love kids. It's on the contrary.
You plan on having kids eventually?
Uh-huh.
Like first, let me buy me that car, that
trip,
that
house. Let me get a Benz. I'll get back to you guys. That's pending. But I've always wanted to beat stereotypes and be so much better than what people said I was gonna be. Always.
Right.
So I felt like when I decided I wanted to do makeup, or in my head subconsciously, I think I decided, I was still in denial about it. Like, I'm like, no, like, I can't. I need to do better. I need to go to law school. Like, I think there's only 1% of Hispanic women that are in law school. I need to be part of that 1%. I need to do it. And one day, my oldest sister, one of the oldest sisters, she came to me and she's like, if this is what you love, and if you feel like you can do this, then just go for it.
Right.
And when we had that conversation that day, I'm like, I have to go for it. I just have to. And I only had 2 semesters left in college, which was like 6 classes. They were electives. I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to do electives and just BS it. I started paying people to do my papers. Like, I did not care. All because if I wasn't in college, if I wasn't working on papers on campus, I was running around all of Brooklyn, Queens, Yonkers. I was running everywhere, trying to get quinceañeras, trying to do bookings, managing, answering emails and everything. That's what I was doing.
So when did this start, though? Like, now you're like, you're like talking about like the whole... Because now you're like evolving into a business like at a young age. But when did it even start? Like let's talk about like, even your first one. Like when was it that you got paid for the first?
So the first time I ever got paid was actually right before COVID. It was one of my friend's Sweet 15s. And I loved makeup. I used to do my friends' makeup, and that's how I started practicing. I used to do their makeup in the gym. During gym, they would bring half their mom's freaking makeup. And they would be like, let's like play around. I'm like, yeah, fuck yeah.
And you're like taking it for like, what do you mean play around?
Right, exactly. So I started doing makeup in fucking gym class, like 10th grade. That's how I started with clients. And then I would do my sister's makeup. But before I even started, she used to do my eyeshadow. And she used to be so good at it. And I'm like, I'm going to be like Helen, like be that good at eyeshadow. And it's funny because now she can't even do eyeshadow.
Yeah, I can't.
But my first client was one of my friends. I still have the picture. I pull up the picture because I still have it.
Pull up the pictures.
I still have the picture, and it was so beautiful. I'm never going to forget it. That was the first time I ever got paid. And I think I didn't even know how to price myself at that point. I think I only charged her like $50. $50.
I mean, $50 is like the start of basically like, what you've built now. Same thing. Like,
yeah.
When I say we have like, it's funny because everyone I talk to that's like has their some type of business that's out of the tradition, like what you said, out of the traditional, usually starts like that. Like, they don't know how to charge. They don't, they whatever it is, but they come out to turn out to be like, great. Like I'll give a good example, like David or DJ Tequila.
Yeah.
Like he started from being a DJ. I remember him being a DJ, just throwing up 2 speakers on tripods. So like having multiple venues.
Exactly, and that's how it starts. It's just my biggest advice to people is that it's usually just the start. Like, you just need to get one person and post the fuck out of that person.
Yeah.
And this was my first Sweet 16
You
girl.
can show, yeah, you can show it to
ever.
Let's see.
This one.
Yeah.
This is my friend. And it was her Sweet 16. I didn't even have enough product. Like, this is very unsanitary. Don't do it. But I had to use some of my product. You know, like my own shit, because I didn't even know. Like, again, I was in high school. I had no idea.
But isn't that like I don't know too much about makeup, so don't cook me in the comments. But isn't that like I can relate to the like not having enough or doing with what you have? Because
that's exactly the point.
I told my story where like I used the speakers to do my first gig that were in the home theater, like, you know, in the house, you know, and I just ripped them out to the house and like, let's go, I'm getting ready.
My mom had this one shade that was like the perfect neutral lightest shade that you could just mix with everything. And that was my first foundation that I put in my kit, my mom's foundation. And she's like, I don't want it anymore. I'm like, okay, great. And that's, I mean, I swear, all my stuff is really clean now.
We're better now.
Right. But, you know, when you're starting, I feel like a lot of people get confused that you need to have this whole big, lavish ass makeup setup. And no, what you need is like ganas to want to be better. You just need to do it. Because little by little, you start buying, you figure out what you need, what you don't need. So I feel like a lot of people get mixed up. Like, no, I need this before I start. No, you don't need anything to start. You just need to start. That's what it is.
That's crazy that you even mentioned that, because funny enough, we have by the way, guys, we have a full team now. So shout out to Omar, shout out to Aiden. We have my producers and my they do everything for me now. Well, I was just talking to Aiden, one of the producers, and we were just talking about that, and we were talking about like how people wait for the perfect circumstances to start.
Perfect timing.
And and this relates to like a lot of people that are like doing any type of hair or anything.
Anything, yeah.
We wait so much, and I say we because I used to do that too.
Right.
Like, we wait so much for the situation to be perfect, and sometimes you just gotta just start.
It's so true.
Same thing with the podcast. So if it's not professional, you know what?
We're
just
starting.
Keep going.
We're starting. We don't judge here.
We don't judge here. But like, it's true. Like, once you start and you learn everything. We were talking about the gym. That's what we were talking about. He asked me a question about like, how'd you start, stuff like that. And I was like, I literally told him I just went. And I told him I literally for the first 3 months I bullshitted, but those 3 months
you
helped
figure
me.
it out.
Yeah, you figure out what is this, what is that, what is that. And
Exactly.
then honestly, a lot of people either they fall into two groups: the ones that say and not do, and then the ones that wait for the perfect circumstance.
Exactly.
And then if it doesn't play out with their perfect circumstance, they quit.
Exactly. That's why I'm a big believer in your life is the way it is because you choose for it to be that way. I don't believe in pity parties. I really don't. I feel like if you don't like the situation you're in, change it.
Oh my God, we relate so much. We relate so much in that.
Yeah, and I like, if you're a person who's looking for a pity party, I'm not the one to come to, because I do not. Yeah. I'm not mean, but I don't have patience. Maybe a little bit, but I don't have patience for it, because I feel like there's no such thing as an excuse. It's either you do or you don't. It's either you are or you aren't. There's no such thing as in the middle. And I feel like that's everything in life. Don't get me wrong. Like, there's days where it's like, I'm scared, I can't do this, but that's normal. That's part of the process. What's like gonna hold you back is like what we said, saying, I'm not ready, I need to do this, I need to do that. But you know, everything's a process. You have to trust the process. That's my biggest thing.
Yeah.
That was my biggest thing. So even with Helen,
no, she was not this motivational.
No, I wasn't. I was like, hard on her.
So nice.
Yeah. Version of
she was like, "This is my company. This is my face. You better be good at it." I'm like, "Okay, sister. Okay."
Sometimes you like,
and I'm the big sister.
Not to be the devil's advocate. Sometimes you need to be like that, because we'll especially when you're I get that too, because especially when you're working and your name is being represented.
Exactly.
Some people might not take, and I'm not saying you don't, right? But some people, like in my company, thank God, like the people that work, for me, you saw that day, like they're like, for one, well dressed,
and put
compared
together,
to me right now,
everything's
right?
like this.
Not very, very well dressed, very like, they're not on their phones, they're not doing that, they're there to work, and sometimes you need a little bit of that. I don't call it like being bossy. I feel like it's just a
little strictness, a little structure.
And then you pick it up, and then you start liking it. You start liking, like, okay, maybe if I do it this way, and especially if you have your own business and you could pick that up, it'll go a long way for you later on.
It's so true. So yeah, Helen's 100% right. I was a little harsh on her, but she's the type of person where she kind of needs it, and that's why I feel like she needs a traumatized.
Yeah, but okay.
So even with her, when we first started recently with hair and everything, she's like, I can't, like, I'm not good. I can't do this. Like, I just don't think I'm doing enough. And Helen, and I told her recently too, I'm like, Helen, the fact that you look at something and you say, how can I be better? How can I do this better? How could I would have, I'm like, that's what I want to hear. I don't want to hear, I can't do this anymore. This is too hard. I want to hear, how can I be better? Who can I ask for help? And that's what makes her a great hairstylist, or someone like my right hand on my team, because she just wants to be better. She wants to give her clients and our clients the best possible experience possible. And that's what it's all about. Because again, I like to say that my business isn't just a makeup company. We're not just your hair and makeup team. We're your whole entire morning of your big day, whether it's your quince, your baby shower, your wedding day. We're your whole entire morning. So we don't give you just a beautiful look. We give you an experience. We start with your day, starting with a luxury experience, whether you come to us in my beautiful studio or we go to you in your home, the comfort of your home with your setup and everything. It's a beautiful luxury experience, and that's how you should start your day. So it's not just about like, oh, you're going to walk out of this appointment beautiful. You are, but you're also going to feel beautiful. You're going to feel great. You're going to feel excited. You're going to feel happy. It's a whole experience.
Yeah, I mean, I went through. I wasn't even a quinceañera, and I was like, oh, they have like the breakfast, they have
like,
everything.
Sit me down.
Yeah, where'd you learn that? Like the
experience.
Yeah, the experience side of it.
So after college, I had been looking into this makeup school. It's called AMA, Artist Makeup Academy, and I've been hunting them down for a hot minute. They're located now in Rahway, New Jersey. They're great. Their instructors are great. Everything's great. I still talk to them. I was actually on their school doing an interview for their platform, which is really fun. And they always taught something like anybody could be a makeup artist. Anybody could be a hairstylist. So what sets you apart? And that was the biggest thing. What sets you apart? And I think that's part of the reason why I have a studio now, was because that's something they taught. Like you need to show something that other people don't have to make you stand out. And they always said it like, it's not just about the makeup. It's not just about the hair, because anyone can give you a beautiful eyeshadow. Anyone can give you perfect Hollywood waves. There has to be more than that. And something I noticed what lacks in New York City, because it's New York City, apartments are small, but everybody wants to feel luxurious. You're spending thousands of dollars on one day. You want to feel like $1 million.
Yeah.
And I feel like that experience was missing in our industry. A lot of people treat it like, okay, we're here, we're done. Like, we're here, we're in and out, and that's it. Very serious, no conversation with the client. And that's not fair to the client. You're robbing them out of an experience to connect with you and for me to connect with them, because I feel like that's the best way when we connect. And part of the studio is people can come, leave their homes, somewhere close, somewhere local, and have a beautiful place to take pictures, to have their dress, to have a beautiful breakfast set up in the morning, because Mexicans love that. And I love that tradition. I think it's beautiful. And they always feed me.
I love the donuts for sure when I came in here.
Too bad I don't have tamales or shit like that set up, but we'll work on it. I'll work on it.
Soon.
Yeah. So
next time I'm on burrito, on torta.
Make a list. Make a list. So yeah, I really wanted to bring this experience to people. I felt like I said, we spend thousands of dollars on these events. What you remember isn't what the food tastes like, or like the missing stuff you remember how you felt that day. And I think part of how you feel starts in the morning when you're so excited and everything. Imagine if I walked into someone's home toda amargada. Yeah. They would be like, oh, like, I'm stressed now, this and the third. But in cambio, if we walk in with a beautiful smile and
jokes.
We make a lot of jokes. We laugh a lot. I'm gonna
and
be
coffee.
Real. And coffee. Oh, my freaking coffee breath. I'm sorry, guys. Real. So, if we walk in with that, it gets you excited, and you should be excited. It's your big day. It's a once in a lifetime thing. You only turn 15 once. Hopefully you only get married once unless you're Kim Kardashian. But, it's a once in a lifetime thing. So you should feel amazing. You should feel like $1 million. And this is the only time you can experience that.
It's crazy how you have to sure, like, people don't think about it. Not only this business, but like many others. But with this one, it's like, you don't think about it as you have to be, you don't have to do customer service. You don't have to do nothing. Like, a lot of people think like, oh, it's just makeup.
It's just makeup.
But the way you take the
it's
grasp
an experience.
on it, yeah.
From the moment you get onto my Instagram page, I have a song. If you press play in my bio, I have a song that gives you an experience when you click on it. My website, which I built myself, it took me like 2 months to do my website.
Forever.
It was I built mine too, so if it looks horrible, my website.
Right. I'm sorry, guys. I don't do IT. I'm not good with that shit. I don't know. ChatGPT, let me tell you.
Oh my
ChatGPT is a
God.
fucking
Sorry,
tool.
ChatGPT?
ChatGPT
We
is
were on
a tool.
ChatGPT.
That's my best friend. That's my
It was
buddy.
amazing, yeah.
Amazing. Love her. But so that's how, from the moment you even fill out a freaking inquiry form for me to get back to you in an email, it's an experience.
Right.
And that's what people don't understand. You need to capture someone's attention from the moment they got it. You open up my website, it's a beautiful video of my studio and work and hair and makeup. That's what it is. You click on the link. It's a beautiful, like, it has all the questions because people don't know what to ask.
Right.
I email you. Well, my assistant emails you. She gives you a beautiful introduction, thanking you for taking us into consideration, congratulating you on your big day, and then moving on to services because everything is an experience.
I like that. I always try to say it in my company. I'm telling you, we relate so much because in my company,
Yeah.
I like to say that, like, I like to compare an experience, not necessarily my company, but even my company, to like Starbucks. Because when you go to Starbucks, you don't go for coffee. You go for an experience. You go to take a picture of the cup.
Right.
Yeah.
To
You
feel
may not even like
bougie.
the coffee,
Exactly.
but
Your
you're like,
name's
ooh,
wrong, but you're going.
Yeah, my name is wrong, but you still take a picture of it. Like,
Exactly.
LOL, they spelled my name wrong. Something like that.
Exactly.
And guess
And
what?
that's-
Like, it's the same coffee that you're paying for $1 in the bodega. It's just,
Oh, yeah.
it's just brought
It's an
up.
experience.
And guess what? They can rob you $6, $7, $8 of worth of coffee. But like you said, it's not really, you're not getting coffee, you're getting an experience. And in reality, you do. You get to sit down, like, we'll relate it to you over there. You get to sit on Wi-Fi. You get to sit down, uncomfortable. Like, I go work at Starbucks all the time. And again, I'm not paying for coffee. I'm paying for the experience to hang out. I'm not gonna do the same thing in the bodega,
Exactly.
So it's the same thing here. Like, you hear, and like I said, I've lived the first experience, and I wasn't even the quinceañera. Or like, you come in, it's very nice. You got the food, you got the everything. I love
Thank
that
you.
experience relation because I even always bring it to my events. I try to say I want to be like the Starbucks. You go in there not to get coffee. You go in there to get maybe a picture. I mean, obviously people get coffee, right? But also,
Exactly.
even the coffees they make, like, they have the bar, like what do they call, not bartenders? What do they call
the baristas.
The baristas.
The bartenders. If Starbucks has bartenders, I'm fucking there.
Yeah, where do you go?
The
What
baristas.
Starbucks is that?
But almost, because they're fucking shaking the, like,
Yeah.
whatever, right? So I'm like, ooh. Like,
Right.
put a little tequila in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like just like you said, you go in to take a picture. I always said I want this studio to be so pretty because I want it to do its own marketing. When
Yeah.
people come in here, they take pictures all the time. Where are you?
Yeah,
You're
Starbucks
in my
is
st-
super
Come get your
smart and
glam
you
done.
got-
Come
Yeah.
sit here.
Yeah, of course. I think I told you that from when I first came in here. That I was like, "Wow, you like really?" I think it was with the wallpaper, and that's when you told me like, "Oh,
Yeah.
like, I did it myself."
I
I'm
did
like,
it
a lot
myself.
of people wouldn't care. A lot of people would throw up some white gray paint, whatever.
Right,
It is what it is,
exactly.
And people, that want to level up their business, because of course it's cool if you like, no hate to anyone
If you're
that's
just
like,
starting,
yeah,
figure it out. Like start with what you can. But I feel like I'm at a point in my business where I want people to look at it and say, "Wow, this is why she charges what she charges." Because it's not just makeup;
Right.
it's the experience, and the experience needs to be funded. So.
Yeah. No, but like you said, you come out. Like I said, I don't know much about makeup, but you come out here and the way I lived, even behind being a vendor myself, like you come out feeling like you got your money's worth, not just
Right.
like
Oh,
what you
yeah.
said. You
And
like,
I appreciate that. Someone who doesn't do their makeup and they know it,
Yeah.
like that means a lot to me.
yeah, because
Thank you.
I saw the nice setup you guys had with the food and everything. I'm like, that's attention to detail. Because
Right.
I would, if I were to be into makeup and stuff like that, that's probably what I would be into, like
Right.
the lighting, making sure that
that it's
the lighting
perfect
hits you
and-
correctly. So once you look at the mirror, like it looks
Exactly.
nice and stuff like that. So I definitely agree. And those that are building businesses, take note on that because it's very important. And people,
It's the attention to
the
detail.
right client will take notice.
Absolutely.
The right client will take
And that's
notice.
another thing. When you put yourself out there a certain way, you attract. Actually, I had a client yesterday go to me. Wasn't it hard building? And I'm like, absolutely, it was hard building because at first I had to take everyone. I wanted to get as many faces as I could possibly can because word of mouth is a real thing. That's
Yes.
how you build word of mouth. So I wanted to touch as many people as not like that. I don't.
All right, we're going to the after hours part of the podcast.
The OnlyFans part.
You gotta subscribe to this part. Oh my god. We were actually talking about how like this conversation might sidetrack a little bit. I think it's happening.
For $5.
For $5.
I'm glad it's
What
not
is
me
it called?
though. We should have made a bet who was gonna be.
Right.
I thought it was gonna be me, but thank God.
Like I was saying, oh my god, I even forgot my train of thought.
Well, me.
Touchy people.
OnlyFans. Oh no, not Only.
I remember. Thanks. So yeah, like I was saying, even like when I first started, I wanted to get onto as many people as I possibly can, like many events as I can to show diversity and just get word of mouth out there. And I felt like it was hard not to attract the wrong clients. I was charging so much cheaper. They were so much more demanding.
Yeah.
And no matter what you did, you could not make them happy. And that's another thing being in this industry that's a little hard, is that we deal with a lot of people's insecurities. So part of having a good experience is making them feel confident.
It must be tough, huh? Because it's not the same thing being like a DJ. You could throw up like some nice music, nice lights or whatever. But
Are you kidding me? DJ, just dim the fucking lights. Everybody looks hot. You know? I gotta turn my lights on.
That, I didn't even think about that. That like, no matter how good the makeup can be, you can tell someone like, yo, you look beautiful, whatever. But if they're,
and if they don't feel
they're
that
not happy
way,
with themselves, general.
Exactly.
It's really hard,
And it's hard to work with like that, but it's also beautiful that I get to be a part of someone feeling their absolute. That's a beautiful thing, and that's something that to me has no price in the world. So when it comes to building, I felt like once I started to put a standard for myself, and I started even talking to other vendors, becoming friendly with other vendors that were attracting the clients I wanted, that's when it was a fucking game changer. And once it got like that, I'm like, okay, now they're expecting more. Now the demand is there, but I also have the funds to fund it. I have the funds to make my dreams little by little start happening. And this is step one of like what I really picture. So I'm happy that it looks good. That means step 2 is going to be even better. So I'm excited. And bigger. Multiple rooms. I mean, even now, I have 4 artists that work under me.
Well,
so
awesome.
for example, this past weekend, we did 30 plus services. So it was about like 35. Meaning it was 35 different things we had to do. And that wasn't just me or her. I sent my other artists out. So it gets to a point where...
In other words, she's going to take us out to dinner tonight. Because that check must have been big.
No comment. Like, that's not funny anymore.
No, for those that don't know, we broke one of her tables right now. Earlier, it's not on camera, but we broke one of her tables.
Actually, you got to take me out to dinner. So I got that on sale. Like.
Anywho, what restaurant are we going to? Oh no, what were we going to say?
I don't remember what I was saying. That threw me off. Just kidding.
Helen, tell us a little bit about how is it working with your sister? I don't know, boss. I don't know what you want to.
Right.
Last time she was like, she's my boss. She tells me what to do.
Yeah, she is. She's very demanding. I mean, it's really hard considering I feel like she did all the greasework for me. Like she does everything for me. She just tells me where to go, what time, and I
she doesn't even know where to go. I
drive
her.
No, she's like, we're waking up early, sleep over, and I'm like, oh, okay. So that's what I do. And sometimes I'm like,
she has her bag, right? Her like
the overnight bag.
I do. At this point, she just leave clothes in your house.
At this point, yeah.
So you said that she like forced you into like doing hair. But now, do you actually like it? Like, is it like your thing now?
It's something.
Or was it always your thing? You just like she had to fuel you, like give you that little push.
I mean, it wasn't really a push. It was a,
it was
a
shove.
Yeah,
it was a shove. So I fucking drowned her.
It was, push sounds nice. But so it's something I've done this in the past. I think 2 quinceañeras, my friends, where I did their hair and makeup, and I would have friends come over my house and do their makeup. I'm pretty sure you've seen that. My friend actually did her quince makeup, and she's like that. I inspired her, and I was like, really?
Wait, before you finish that, when I was younger, do you remember Christina? We had a family friend, or were they family? I don't know. But the point is that they needed a hair and makeup team, and you know who they hired? All of my sisters, because they did. My sisters are the one that got me into makeup. So remember Lisette and Janet and you?
Yeah, we did the makeup in here.
They did the makeup.
No, I'm pretty sure I didn't do anything. I think I was just there.
No, I think you did my makeup.
No, I was
actually.
a dama, maybe.
She's like, Omar, I'm just
I don't
for
remember.
The
Yeah, it originally, like, honestly, we were all really into it. I just took it to the next level. But
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I keep talking for her. But
no, it's fine. This always happens. It's fine. I'm her shadow, if you haven't told for the past 20 minutes. So, well, I guess not to be funny, but it's, I feel like that's my insecurity in this, is that she's made so much out of herself, and I'm just like, I'm an add-on. So I feel like I have so much to, like really, I don't know. I feel like I'm not really at her level yet, and she made such a brand and stuff like that. So that's one of my insecurities, and I'm like, damn, she did all the research already, and her name's already out there, and I'm just joining on. So sometimes it's just like, okay,
no, but I mean, I feel like it was just my opinion. I feel like if you're already tag teaming the work, right, per se, I feel like you could look at it that way, like, oh, I have to,
I have to meet her
like,
expectations,
you don't deserve the glory maybe that like she has worked so hard for. But you could also do it, and not everybody has to struggle. Maybe she went through those struggles
no, but like she did my struggle.
Right.
I feel bad. I feel like I never really started with zero audience. I kind of just took on her audience, Right. So I feel like that's one thing that's like, I love it. I do love the fact that she started this brand, she did all this, and I'm just here for fun.
I just tagged along. Yeah, it's funny you feel that way. I don't see it that way. Actually, I don't feel like you have to meet me.
Sometimes it takes a couple podcast microphones to like let their truth out. Yeah.
What else do you have to say?
So sorry.
Yeah.
No, if anything, she's like honoring
more,
like the
right. I actually don't look at you like you're not there yet. On the contrary, I feel like I appreciate doing all like the admin work and everything. I love it because I love to feel during the week when I don't really have clients. That's when I take over my emails and I call people and everything. I feel like if I didn't have that, I feel like a loser. So I appreciate doing the grease work for. I like doing it for you. I like just having you show up because Helen has a family. She has a beautiful family. And I feel like I hate that I have to take her on weekends with me. That's why I pay her nicely. But
and I'm like, please take me.
And she's like, no, you're
She's like, I hate that I take her. She's like, I can't wait to go.
No,
send help now. I'm like, book me now, please.
I'm always like,
no, your husband, your kids, and I'm like,
we're gonna be done by 12 today, okay? So you can go be home. She's like, I don't want to go home.
12, make it 2.
I'm like, no, I think she wants her hair done. Yeah, no, she wants it. Like,
for free. I'll get it for free.
Yeah, I'm like, please.
That's funny. So I actually feel bad when I have to make her work a lot, and I feel like I do the grease work for her, so she just has to focus on her craft.
How is that like managing? Well, Anais, you were like pretty much like you said, you're not thinking about kids or like maybe a relationship even right now. How is it managing the family with the with this? And it's we joke about it, but in reality, it takes a toll. I'm a family man myself. So it takes a toll when you have to be out, working, and sometimes on weekends when like it's usually family day, on whether Saturday, Sunday, whatever. Like I say that by myself because I've missed a million family events where they don't even invite me anymore, because they know I'm not showing up.
So real.
Yeah, they know I'm not showing up. So how is that managing? Like, I know you guys do it in the morning, but maybe this takes more time in the evening or whatever. Or do you think it affects, or do you think it's a great work schedule? Or like, I know it affects work-life balance or whatever. I've always said you cannot have work-life balance.
No, absolutely not. Sorry, I'm gonna talk.
No, it's fine. So, I as a mom and as a wife, it's I kind of want to say my family's used to it, just the fact that my husband comes from a tire shop. We have our own businesses, so we're kind of used to that crazy, hectic work life. So I feel like now me doing this, it's just extra. We're kind of used to those long hours. If I'm not with Anais doing hair, I'm with my husband helping with the tires and stuff like that. So it's something my family's kind of used to. They're used to working. One thing I love about working with Anais is the fact that, most events are weekends. So that means Monday to Thursday, I could be home cleaning, cooking, and stuff like that. So I do feel like, thankfully, it doesn't really impact me. Yeah. On the contrary, I feel like because I'm a mom, when I do the quinceañeras here, I'm like, oh my God, this could be my daughter. You know what I mean? Or I'm like, oh my God, this could be like my wedding day or something like that. So I do feel like it helps. I don't feel like it impacts me, thankfully. Or maybe I just have it leveled out well, or my kids are used to it. I mean, I like it.
It's also just because
it's just different.
Yeah, no, and also because you like you said, you've like picked up where she's at,
exactly.
So it's a little
so
easier.
I'm not really starting from scratch.
Because once you start from scratch, it
hurts more. It's a lot more sacrifice.
Like what you said, since I work on the weekends, I'm like full week. That's why we started the Cheeto Talk podcast, because I had a lot of time in my hands, Yeah, so it's like you wanna, it's good because when you're, like I said, when you're starting out, it is kind of rough on family, on yourself even, But once you get the ball rolling, I feel like it's a little easier because, now you make up systems, you make up, like, you get in that flow where, it's now you guys have made a self-sustaining business where it's like, it'll roll, and then you guys have like a huge window, of like time for yourselves. That's happened to me too, like where I have Monday through like Thursday as well, like just completely to myself. I'm doing random things, and then people tell me like, "Oh, you're so busy." I'm like, well, I make myself busy because
exactly.
I gotta like,
you make it for yourself. You have to. And it's interesting that you say that because it's true. I felt like It's weird that I don't have a family. It's not weird that I don't have a family. I don't want one. But it's more like
it's weird that I don't have a family.
no, I mean like it's weird that I do feel what she should feel in the sense that I miss out on a lot, and it does hurt me sometimes. And I feel like that's what people don't understand when they book you for your event. I think a lot of these people forget that we're people and forget we have families, and I'm really young. I'm spending my 20s working my ass off. I'm 22 and I don't go clubbing. I don't do any of that. It is super, super weird because why? I'm working Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and sometimes during the week because I do photo shoots, bridal trials, everything.
And we start early.
We start
Very
like, for example, when I first started, I would be up. My first client was at 5 a.m. I wouldn't get home till 8, 9
Yeah, I
p.m.
noticed that the other day. I was on Instagram. Like, I woke up at 12 and I was scrolling and I click on Anais' story. There's like 6 hours ago. And I'm like, I just woke up.
No, and it makes me laugh because DJs, when you guys are going home, I'm waking up to go to my clients. I'm like, damn, I feel bad for these clients. We have them up all like the whole day. But like for me, I felt like I missed out on a lot. Granted, you know, I wiped my tears with my fucking $100 bills, but you know, like, but I used to be in high school. Even before I started doing makeup, I used to love to party. I'm never going to forget this. I hope David watches this. When I heard DJ Tequila was working a party, you best believe I was fucking there. He had this one guy that would always work with him. I don't know who he is. I'm not even going to say who he is. I don't know. But every time I would see he was going to be like, I'm going and I'm going to go dance on him because I used to think he was so cute. I would go for that one guy.
We got to find out who it is, chat.
It was so funny.
Leave that man alone.
I know. I know. But so it took actually a toll on me. I've always been a very social person. So at first it was really hard for me.
You did come from like partying and like.
Yeah, absolutely. I used to love to party.
Well, she did.
I mean, I still love to party.
What about
well, like
Helen?
we had different. Yeah, I don't really know about partying. Yeah, no.
I
don't really know.
No.
So when she talks about this, I'm like,
but what about when you were like 18, 20, nothing? No, really?
No, I became a young mom. So I was just like, I kind of did the traditional way. So young mom, college, and
how did you ever think that like and I'm only asking, you don't have to answer if you don't want to, but I feel like because I saw something I saw it about moms, but I kind of played it on because I'm a dad as well, so I saw that sometimes now that you say that, you kind of brought up that spark, like where moms tend to lose themselves being moms and forgetting about themselves. You think that happened, and then you picked up with the work life, the whole family. You don't feel like you ever like want to. You right now you say, of course, like right now you're like, man, parties are not for me. Staying up late is not for me. Drinking is not for me. But you don't wish you had a little bit of that time back of like for yourself, because it's very true. I definitely just caught myself like living on a 40-year-old self at 26. Where I'm like, I just gotta chill sometimes. I gotta hang out, like go out, walk, touch grass, do something, because sometimes you forget. You're so much on the move that you forget, especially having, kids. Kids is like, at any age, especially when they're babies, but at any age, they're always, kind of got behind them one way or another.
Yeah.
You ever think you did lose yourself a little bit in that?
Yeah, I definitely lost. Well, it's a little bit hard. So we have different childhoods, and the fact that all of high school I was always sick. I don't know why. I was just always sick. So a lot of my times I spent like in hospitals, to the point that the schools will show up to the house and be like, hey, Helen's not going to school. And they'd be like, oh yeah, she's in the hospital. So it's a little bit hard. So during high school where Anais was figuring herself and we're in parties, my high school years, I was really, really sick. And when I wasn't sick, I was really, really bad. So
really bad.
So it's really hard. So when people's like, where you're saying, you lost yourself, it's kind of hard because I feel like now as a mom, and I'm 28, so I feel like now as a mom, 28, a wife, and I don't really know who I am, if that makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense.
So it's hard to say I lost myself because I don't know who I am. Like I said, I started as a surgical coordinator. I actually went to college to be a teacher, but then I ended up working in the medical field, and now I'm in the beauty field. So I can't say I lost myself because I, to this day, don't know who I am.
Yeah, it makes a lot of sense. I feel like a lot of your life, now what it sounds to me is like your life right now is like, you just going into
it's just everything.
I feel like you're going to a pre-made mold, as opposed to creating your own.
Yeah. So I can't say I lost myself. I don't know who I am, because I'm definitely like, I am a mom, but I'm a really cool mom. Like I'm like, I have a really good relationship with my kids. Yeah, like I'm all about that. Like, you know, I like when I go to like these meetings and I have all my tattoos and I'm just there like, hey, you know. So it's hard. I feel like
well, you do look is very happy, which like
Yeah.
because you can be lost, but also you can be happy. There's people that are lost and not very happy. So as
Yeah.
long as you keep yourself, happy, but eventually, hopefully, do try to find, yourself per se, because like
Yeah.
it sucks. It does suck a little bit. Like, and
Yeah.
we love our kids, we love our families,
Yeah.
husbands, wives, all of that.
husband. I was kidding.
Questionable.
Just kidding. I love you, bunny. I was kidding. I'm just kidding.
But he's gonna rewind.
Yeah. That's it. There
Yeah,
goes our
yeah.
freaking lunch paid for time. I think that's actually part of the reason why I wanted her to join on, because my mom was always like, make Helen help you, make Helen help you. And I always noticed that Helen loved the medical field. So that's why I never forced her to do it. But I had went on vacation for a really long time, and Helen stopped showing up to family events. And she got into a moment in her life where she was just so like down. And I love my sister. My sister's my best friend.
We cry all the time.
We cry all the time. It's so annoying. But I love
okay.
my sister. And I felt like I can't see my sister struggle. And I can't watch her do nothing with her life. And I could give her everything.
It's okay, guys. Emotions are running a little high, but
You
that's like I said, I've seen that that one post. I scroll too much. I scroll way too much. But I've seen that
The
like,
things I see, believe me, on
Yeah.
TikTok. My TikTok is everywhere.
it sucks that we keep our lives busy, and that's amazing,
Yeah.
right? But when maybe that's something I can relate to, Helen, that where we keep ourselves so busy that we really do lose ourselves.
Yeah,
Funny enough, I even have a
absolutely.
shirt that literally says "lost,"
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
as soon as I saw that shit, I'm like, that makes so much sense. And a lot of people that I've encountered, whether it's I wear that shirt to the gym a lot, they're like, I get it, and they just
Yeah,
walk away.
absolutely.
I get it, and it's and then the older you grow, the more life takes over. You
Right.
learn to realize that like you do really lose yourself, and I encourage everyone to like catch themselves, because we live on there's a Drake song, I forgot what it is, but it's like the intro is so real, where like we live on pre-made things that like people have, like pre-made ideas, pre-made
Right.
ideologies that we don't have to live up. We're like
Yeah.
free. Whatever. Like just because, and I'm not saying you go out or whatever, but just because we do hang out, go out, do this or whatever, doesn't mean we're not horrible parents. But because society has said something like, oh, you
Right.
have to, if you're a mom, you have to be at home, you have to be this,
Exactly.
and then you caught her in that moment, and you're like, you know what? Even if it's work, come out of the house and
Absolutely. And I feel like I slowly see her starting to be like her own. Like
Right.
she's building her own identity and she's figuring it out, whether it's hair,
Me.
life.
Me
This
out.
is it.
Not
She's
it.
figuring it
Ouch.
It likes tattoos.
Yeah, right. Well,
You
it
know?
guy's feeling hurt.
But it's true. And I hope she could be like better than me in the sense that outside of makeup with Anais, I don't have like, this is everything to me. Like this, if I don't want to say this on public, but if you want to hurt me, hurt my business, because my business is my baby. This is everything. So I'm glad that you don't have to handle all of that, because it could be just hair for you and leave it at that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like she can
Yeah, that's
have so many different aspects of her and do so many things that make her Helen, And
that could be also the blessing in disguise. Well,
Exactly.
it is the major blessing in disguise. Is you don't, maybe she's looking at it and you guys have different perspectives. Or maybe she's looking at it
Yeah.
as like, oh, Helen is helping me.
absolutely.
But in reality, she might be helping you, like taking that whole load off. Because as a business person, I know how it is. I know how it is to deal with clients. I know how to do invoices and all of this, and
Right.
chasing over clients that inquire and then don't pay and whatever. It's a lot. And then
Yeah.
being a parent on top of it all, being it's a lot. So it could be that blessing in disguise where you don't have to deal with that now, and you get to deal with,
Yeah, I do the fun part. She
and
does
now-
all the hard work.
yeah, you basically do the
Real.
fun part, and I'll use that as an advantage to try to. Again, you'll do it in your own time. You'll figure that out. For me, when I started figuring out, just give an example. When I started figuring out where I was like, where I was losing myself, was in I think it was my son's 4th birthday party, 5th birthday party. Spook, remind me, when was it that we did it in like the 4th? fourth birthday party. Thank you to the producers book. Fourth birthday party where I saw a video of me and we were having fun, right? We were having fun. It was like this little, like, little get together, not really a party, little get together with the family. And I saw a video of me like dancing, like doing something crazy, something silly, right? But then I saw like I caught like a glimpse of what I looked like. And then like I looked like I was fake happy. I was like faking I was just being in the moment to like, I was not really in the moment. I was just there, if that makes sense. And then, I didn't like how I looked. I didn't like, and by that I mean physically. Like I was overweight. I was unhappy. I was everything. And then I started realizing that I completely lost myself. Like I lost myself building a business, being a dad, being in a relationship. Like you really lose, this takes up so much. Being a business owner in general takes up so much because you trade the 9 to 5 to a 24/7.
Oh yeah.
Freaking time, yeah.
You trade. That's the first off. That's Secondly, there's no outline for the businesses we do. There's no do it this way. There's no, you figure a lot of, I didn't know how to write an invoice. I didn't know how to talk to clients and all that. So you figure this out and it takes up a lot of energy, a lot of time of you, a lot of doors closed, a lot of people telling you no. And you have to somehow push through that because the dream is big enough to know that it's out there. You just have to keep fighting.
Yeah, keep going.
Yeah.
And then on top of that, you have the you're losing yourself or all of that. So it's hard. I understand, how that can just being lost. It's just, luckily now there's a lot of help for that. Like a lot of people that are if your guardian angel here was able to help you out a little bit in one way or another. You don't know if you I always like to say things happen for a reason.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank God like I said, to me you look very happy. Like not even just today, but last time, the way you guys connected, that's why I was like, this might be a great episode, great idea. You guys are such such a good vibe with each other. You work together, you're building a business, it's really cool. But yeah, definitely find that I'm sure you're happy, but that happiness within yourself. Make sure you're
it takes
it's definitely hard because I mean, just to follow your train, I was also big a year ago. I almost lost 120 pounds. So this is a huge transition for me, not only career wise, but also body wise. This is something where it's really, really, and then I guess, body dysmorphia is really real. Cause everyone tells me, oh my God, you lost so much weight. And then when I see the photographers send pictures of me working on the girl's hair and stuff like that, I was
me rewatching the body damn.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my God. I'm
spend 10 more minutes on a treadmill.
No, and sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I'm over here styling hair, and then look at my hair. I look crazy. So that's definitely it's really.
Yeah, that's when you start building real real love for yourself, real happiness for yourself. Because I'm telling you, I watch so many motivational stuff. That people that deserve the congratulations usually never take it. People that deserve to be oh, you've been working really hard or whatever. Oh, but I could do this better. I have my business and but I could do this better. And I saw that when people come up to me, same thing. I don't know how much weight I lost. I don't remember.
We don't look at the weight here.
Yeah,
we don't. You feel good, you look good.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at the scale.
No, but it's you could be doing very, very good, and you still won't like it.
Yeah.
But I feel like that's just up here where there's more to get, and that applies to everything. Once you have that trait, it was a double-edged sword. But usually you try to make it play out on the good side. You don't like to
exactly.
But that's amazing that you guys are creating such a from out of nothing really, because you guys, she came from the medical field. You maybe weren't even thinking about this. At the beginning, and
people used to always tell me, "Why do you do this professionally?" I'm like, I feel so dumb saying this when I was younger, and this is how naive and stupid I was. I used to be because I was really smart. Well, I am smart. No, I'm too. I used to always say no, but I don't want my brains to go to waste. Oh my God, I never thought how much freaking brain power I had to use running this freaking business. It's insane.
And
how did it feel
hard
to get the keys to your spot the first time you guys got it? From going mobile to, because you guys were mobile first, right?
So
you guys are still
I'm
mobile.
still mobile, yeah. But I just wanted a space for my clients. So it's funny because
She's
went on
impulsive.
vacation.
She's so
I'm
impulsive.
super impulsive, and I think that's why I'm
Sometimes
the way I am.
you really need that though.
You just need to do
this was like a thought. This studio was a thought Tuesday. She had a place Friday. Like that same week. Like
money down and everything.
And
I went
I'm pretty
to the
sure
bank.
you don't regret that decision.
It was the best decision ever. And it's funny because my parents tried talking me out of it. I used to take clients from my house. And I'm a very, probably because my mom is very private. She used to always say, amigas no existen, solo
She still says
conocidas. She always says that.
No, I said the same thing.
Yeah, same thing. And I'm like, all right, mom. But she was so like that to the point where we couldn't have people over. Like, she would not have people over. So the fact that I was bringing clients over, like nothing, or sometimes some crazy early mornings and stuff, I felt uncomfortable because I was taught that my house is sacred. It's beautiful. Like, it's a safe. I don't even like bringing friends to meet my family sometimes because means my family is my everything. So it means too much for me to have like any random person. And I felt like, how can I be like charging what I charge and doing what I do, and then I'm bringing people to my home.
Right.
And my home is private. Then where do I disconnect? I'd never disconnect. Spoiler alert, I don't disconnect. But like, I wanted to physically disconnect, you know what I mean? So I've always had this idea of opening a salon suite, and this is not the full idea. This is just testing out the idea. What I really want is way bigger than this. But it was just an idea to get it out. And I had came back on vacation while this one was losing herself.
Seasonal depression is real, okay?
So real. I came back and I'm like, okay, so
no, it's been a crazy year for me.
It's been a crazy year. Yeah, I was in
Anais has saved me multiple times this year. Literally.
Real. I was also going through like my own head and my own feelings, and I said, no, I can't let this consume me. I need to do something. I'm very proactive in that sense. Like, I'm like, I need to do something, and it needs to be now, and it needs to be drastic, and it can't be losing weight or dyeing my hair. It can't be that, you know? So I'm like, Helen,
Not
I have
me.
a crazy...
I'm like, dye, cut, tattoo.
I'm like, Helen, I have a crazy idea, but I need your help. And I'm like, I
didn't say I need your
help. No, I
help.
didn't say I need your help. I said, Helen,
She
I
was
signed
like,
you up for a
follow
class.
along. And I was like, oh, okay.
And then we were
Follow
talking.
suit.
Yeah. And then we were talking, and I'm like, no, I really want my own place. And I'm like, I don't know if I just want to like move out or if I want my own business place. And I'm like, no, I'd rather grow my business than my personal life. That's gonna happen eventually.
We were literally on my bed watching Netflix. And
Literally
she's like, I think I want a
doing
studio.
nothing.
And I'm like, that's crazy. Like, on my phone. I did not take her serious. I was like, damn.
Literally.
Yeah,
And
right?
then by then I was on Facebook Marketplace looking at places, hitting people up, and then I booked a tour the next day because my friend has a salon suite, and she
And
was
you get anxiety, right? Like, you want to do it then and there.
I want to do it right, and that's why I'm like, this is why my clients are
So
so
looking at YouTube
impatient.
videos, I'm like,
Yeah. I was on
I'm like-
Pinterest. I'm like,
And I toured a whole bunch of spots and everything, whatever. And
In
then
a matter
I saw
of
this
days.
place, like not even days.
It was like
honestly.
2 days.
Like,
It was like 48 hours.
3 days at
Maybe
max.
47.
I saw this place, and when I saw it, even the guy who's leasing it to me, something about, I like working with minorities, I do. So when I saw that he was a person of color and he's running this mega mini empire, I'm like, I want to help him. I love a good minority, you're doing everything you can story. I love it. I love it. So I'm like, when I saw that, because the places I went to go see before were Russian, and Russians already have their crazy ass businesses. I don't need to fund their pockets. They got their own people. But when I saw this guy doing it, I'm like, no. Even just him as a person, like he sold it to me. It was him. He sold it to me.
Yeah.
So when I saw the potential, and I'm like, I could see myself here. And then I got the keys. I came to pick up the keys with my mom, and I had to give it to his foreman, the money, and it was a lot of cash.
My mom was like, uy, Anais.
She's like, I don't think she's calling all my.
She's
Again,
like,
I'm the youngest.
Asegurarte que. I'm like,
Exactly.
She's like,
I'm the
"Kele mirar." And we're
youngest.
like,
She's calling all my sisters saying, I don't think she should do this.
Yeah.
It's a lot of money.
Es que la
This
Anais no
is-
sabe. And we're
Yeah,
like,
she's like, es que ella no sabe. And I'm like, Mom, my sisters don't know either. I need to do it. And and my dad was pissed at me. He's like, no, like, I'll give you one of the apartments. I'll do this, I'll do that. And I'm like, Papi, that's not the point. The point is to not have you help me. Like, the point is to do it myself, one. And the point is to separate home, you know? That's the point. Like, I appreciate his help. I love it, but I want to do it without him. And
that's amazing because a lot of people would have took the help. Like, a lot of another person would have been like,
yeah, play it safe.
Yeah, play it safe.
right. No, I didn't want that
There's no safety
because
Just jump off there and see what's
honestly,
on the other side.
if I fall, then
She
I
says
fall.
a red flag, fun.
And Helen attached to Rogan.
Yeah. And I'm like, great. Yeah.
Yeah, so when I got the keys to my place and my mom's mad skeptical, she's taking videos of me handing cash over because she's like just
hiding her phone. You can clearly tell. She's like, you're like, Ma.
She's like
Ma.
your typical
Ma, stop
Hispanic.
it.
Yeah, I'm like, oh my god, this lady, they're gonna charge me more because of her.
I know.
But when I got the keys, I'm like, this is it. Like, this is it. And I always said it, like, after I turned 20, no, I always said after I turned 18, it's going to be everything. Like, it's going to be everything.
At what age did you acquire this space?
No, I just started this space. This year I got this space.
Okay.
Like, this is new, you know?
This is
Okay.
fresh.
I'm telling you, I literally had this idea on Monday. By Friday, I had the space. Like, literally.
That's amazing because you have to. Sometimes you just have to jump.
You just have to see the opportunity and take it.
You have to jump. Yeah, there's a lot
the
of
leap of faith.
Yeah, there you go. There's a lot of moments where I've done that leap of faith, and some of them have worked out,
and some of them
haven't. Same thing with the I did for those that don't know, I had the when the 360 booth thing was coming out.
Yes.
I bought it when it was like the most expensive. It was now they're a little cheaper. I didn't know that you needed a full team dedicated to that. I didn't know, and I just did that unfortunately didn't work out for me, so I handed it off to like other people from my team, like you guys handle this,
Right.
And there's other things where I've took the like the podcast, where like this is like opening doors for me. That
so well. I always say that if something is meant for you, it's gonna work out for you. No matter how hard it is, no matter what obstacle it is, it's always gonna work out for you. Like there's a quote, it's beautiful and I love it. It always says, if God put this idea in your head, He's gonna give you the clients to do it. And that's like a trust God process. And this is 100% trusting God process. It really is.
Of course.
And it's like I said, if the opportunity is there, you just have to take it, because you didn't get this idea because you just got it. No, you got this idea because you believe in yourself, and that's all it takes. You just really have to believe in yourself.
Yeah, of course.
Easier said than done, though.
We are our biggest haters, and we are our biggest
oh my God,
supporters too.
Absolutely.
It's
so
amazing. What fuels you guys to like keep moving? We'll start with Anais. What fuels you to like?
What fuels me?
Like maybe the what can be the the final outcome of this? Like what's the end goal to this? Like what fuels, or maybe like a family, having your business with a family. What's the end goal to this?
So to answer the first question of what fuels me, and I think that's like the basis of me as a person, is I've always wanted to be super independent. I never want to depend on anybody. The more people you depend on, the less happier you'll be. The less people you depend on, the happier you'll be. I've always wanted to be this like very boss, head on my shoulders. Like you look at her and you're like, wow, like that's a woman. To me, a woman is someone who just does it. Like to me, moms are like, damn, that's a fucking woman, because they make shit happen.
Right.
They do. So I've always wanted that look, and not just like a woman because she's feminine, she's sexy, she's hot. No, a woman because she holds her own shit, like she holds it down. Like I want to go to places and then be like, wow, that bitch makes money.
Yeah.
Period.
So I've always been that way.
Okay.
Right. So like right now, the goal is to get a Benz. So hopefully by my birthday, I can get myself a Benz. That's my goal right now. But the end goal, realistically, and it's always been, is that I've always known I wanted something so much bigger than myself. And when I mean so much bigger than myself, yes, my name is on the line, my name's on everything, but I want it to a point where I help other artists reach as many people as possible. Like that's the goal. The goal is to have a team. The goal is to have my own place. The goal is to be so big where I can't do it at all. Like I can't do it with other people. Like I want to be national. Like I want to be everywhere, and not just me. I want my team to be everywhere. I want us to be very recognized. So I try very hard to provide my clients of the best experience, but now I'm trying to train my artists to provide the best experience, because eventually I want to share this blessing with as many artists as I possibly can, because I know how hard it is. And a lot of the artists, actually all the artists I have on my team are moms. So I'm so happy to be able to manage their bookings and just send them places, and all they have to do is just show up and do the makeup and make money. That's all I want for them. So that's the end goal.
That's amazing. That's
I've always,
really cool.
I've always been an activist. I love politics, but I'm always been like very women empowerment. Like, okay, fun fact about me. I'm such an activist that I was invited to speak in the Women's March 2019. I was going to speak in the Women's March and everything. So if you look it up, you'll see it, but my name, So I've always been like pro-woman. I've always been pro-woman, pro-minorities, and I just
amazing that we got you as the first female episode. That's amazing. You nailed it.
I love seeing.
Good job, Nova.
I love seeing people, minorities, and people of color, and women of color especially succeed. Like that's what fuels me.
Yeah.
That's like my Yeah, you know, like,
amazing. That's
I
awesome.
don't want to be vulgar, but you know that does it for me.
That's awesome. Helen, we'll go to you. What fuels you? What fuels it? Is it the family? Is it also what you can branch off?
I think it's the same thing, being independent. It's just trying to be. I love money.
Yeah.
I think it's like, it's not even money. It's just like, being independent.
Do you
It has
think?
to be
I mean,
that.
because they're there, like, you know, their thought process. Maybe you do. Do you think the same way as Anais does? Where, like, obviously, you know, props to your husband and everything, but do you feel the same way that you wanna be like your own, like you don't want to depend on anybody, not necessarily man, but you don't want to depend on anybody to, you know, carry on with life. You know, you'll be okay.
Oh
with
yeah,
all that.
100%. And I feel like having kids, I have to be like that.
Yeah.
That way I could, like, you know, guide my kids to be independent. So I feel like it's the same thing, just being independent, just being someone in life, you know. And I think my favorite thing about being a hairstylist and everything is that I have to just enhance someone's beauty and make them feel better. So I think that's what gets me going, you know,
Right.
okay, you know, I'm helping someone feel good, I'm hunting
You
their
get their
beauty.
final look, and then
Yeah,
they see
so
that.
I guess, it's like independent wise, it's just helping other people. And then I'm a girl's girl.
Yeah, we are.
So, you know, we're yeah. I mean, I'm not as like ambitious as Anais. I definitely just like shadow on her, but we have similar.
But it's also different. I mean, she has an amazing husband, and they're an amazing team. So she doesn't have to think about like
Yeah, it's
doing it for
hard.
herself because, you know, and that's something I'd love to talk about because having a support system is so real. You need a support system in this business. Sorry.
No, you're good.
After a while, you cannot just do it yourself. So whether your support system's your family, like as in me, or for yourself, it's you have a whole team.
Right.
That's like you have to have a support system. So I think Helen's marriage is beautiful. Like they love each other.
Merp.
And I always tell them like she doesn't need to think about being. I mean, she should be independent. Everyone should be. Every woman should be independent. Hold down. But she realistically, what we're trying to do with her is just help her family because they're such a good team. A team takes two. So he's doing his part. She's doing her part. Me, you know, I'm still getting there, whatever. But
We'll be there.
right, we'll be there.
We'll be there.
But my support system is my family. Like my family holds it down.
We're
oh
really
my
close.
god.
Together.
Yeah, we love
Very
each other.
close.
So my sisters, I've posted my sister at least 3, 4, 5 times on my page because they're all my models. Like when I need people to practice on, when I need people to take to classes with me or stuff like that, I take my sisters or one of my nieces, 2 of my nieces that are around the same age as me. That's
amazing.
who I take.
That's
and
amazing
then
that you have that bond with the family, you know.
yeah,
like,
it's
thankfully,
amazing. And then I have a boyfriend too, and we're long distance. So he's living in California right now. But before, when I first started, he was living in Japan. And people are always like, it's so hard.
that's a long distance.
It's real. It was a struggle.
It's so
But
funny because
even-
she's in a long distance relationship, and me and my husband, we're like peanut butter and jelly.
Oh my
so
god, I get one day
So we
they
talk-
literally called each other 10 fucking times, and we were together for like maybe 6 hours. I'm like, Helen, what the fuck? You live together.
It's funny.
What the
you
fuck
know?
are you
It's like-
talking about?
She's like, when you get home, what do you talk to him about? And I'm like, everything. And
Because
then,
they
she
call
has a
each
long
other 10
distance.
fucking times. It's incredible.
That's my best friend.
And so even though he's far, he's very supportive. Like he paid for my flowers here. He did,
Oh, wow.
which is really great.
Shout out to the boyfriend.
Shout
for
out to
flowers.
the
Very
yeah.
nice flowers, boyfriend.
And even him, like from a distance, he's still so supportive. And I think that's why he allows me to be so successful, which is what I love. Because I feel like as a woman, it's really hard to find a man who you can make more money than him and he's not going to feel demasculated.
Right.
You know, because it's what is it called? Emasculated? I think I said it wrong. But you know, not make him feel.
We got you.
Right?
And
yeah,
entendimos,
just
yeah.
edit it out. You know. I feel like it's so hard to find that as a woman because men are your biggest fucking haters. I don't want to hear it. Not women. It's the men. They hate seeing women succeed. No offense, not you guys though. We love you guys.
You're cool.
But it's true. Unfortunately, the society we live in. But so it's important to find someone who supports you or even friends who support you. Because I've had my friends sit in as models for me. When I first started, my first clients are all of my friends supporting me, all of their families supporting me. It's not necessarily even people outside. So I'm very fortunate because a lot of people don't have that luck. But I am extremely fortunate and I never take that for granted.
That's
Yeah, I do feel like Jose. That's my husband's name. I feel like he really, really pushed me to do this with Anais. I think he kind of implanted the idea for you. He was like, "Take Helen," and I'm like, "Really?" I'm like, is it because I don't cook
He
well?
bought me my fridge. He bought me my fridge.
Yes, I do
You know?
feel like that's
So-
another fuel in me. My husband's like, you know, you got to do this for you, you know? So
Yeah.
I feel like that's another thing that probably fuels me too.
Yeah,
My-
it's definitely a
My bunny.
little tough to
helps.
find. Not well. I don't know about like maybe not being upset with the fact of like being better, but just like sometimes as I'll put it in a perspective as a guy, you are like the head of the household.
Yeah,
Yeah.
So
absolutely.
you have to take the family
Absolutely.
all up together. So it's hard for I would say it's hard for sometimes for a guy maybe to put their what they're doing on pause to support you.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's
because-
hard to like when both
Absolutely.
things, especially if you have
It's so
kids,
sad,
it's
yeah.
a little harder and stuff like that. So I definitely can see where that comes from. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back. We had a little break, and we're back now for part 2. It's been an amazing episode with you ladies.
Thank you so much.
I love all the information. Pretty sure a lot of people can be, a lot of females and specifically. That's why I wanted to target you guys, and you guys just not settling for whatever is normal. You guys want more. And you said it great. Like you want
Absolutely.
whatever's next and what's next.
Exactly. Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
it's amazing. So while we were on break, we were talking about that, like we were taking it back to the stereotype of like, the men are the head of the household and, men have to, or seen a certain way, and you guys are talking about like how like all of your sisters are in the same mindset. We're like, we got it too. Like we'll
Yeah,
take care of
absolutely.
business too. But there's a I don't know if you've seen, do you know El Chicharito?
Yeah.
Okay, so there's a video of him saying how like women, I don't know exactly the full.
Oh my God, I didn't see the full video, but with Fuerza Regida, right?
Was
That
it with
one?
Fuerza Regida?
It's because their music video or something.
2 days
Yes,
ago. Yeah, it's
it's-
like it has like 1 million views or 1 million likes or
Yeah.
something like that. And even apparently the president of Mexico, Sheinbaum, talked about
I love
it.
her. I love Sheinbaum, but whatever.
Yeah. But he said something along the lines where like, and he said it in a very like not derogatory way. Like I saw the video too. But what do you guys think about what he said? Basically, he said that like women have they give life. They're creators of life, and they're supposed to play a certain role in life, like the being at home and doing the home duties, while the guys are the ones that are out there, the hunter and gatherers. Basically, that's what to not. He basically said like also like
like women should like stereotypes.
yeah,
reinforcing
like
stereotypes.
women belong in the kitchen
Yeah.
type of. What do you guys that you guys have that strong stance on that? What do you guys say to that?
I have a very strong stance on that. But
I'm more of a neutral.
Let's go
I
and
do
build up
think-
your like
Yeah,
it's not
yeah,
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because she's gonna
Yeah,
pause
she's
me
gonna
real
go,
quick,
"Oh."
real quick.
What do you think about that, Helen?
It's a little bit hard. I don't know. It's hard. I say that because I am a wife and I do handmade tortillas and I cook my frijoles
Wow.
for 2 hours.
Lucky
Wait,
man.
wait, hold up. I just want to say, before this, Helen
Hey, do
would
they
not
inflate
cook
though?
or clean
Yeah, they
or
do.
anything
They
in the
definitely
house.
do.
Like, every time I look at Helen, when she got married, she didn't know how to cook. I always look at her and
I
I'm
still
like,
don't.
damn, there's hope for me because she throws it down.
Yeah? Oh,
Let
wow.
me tell you. No.
It sucks that we're talking about this. 'Cause I'm so.
You should have told her because
It's
let
like
me
the
tell
dog-
you, Helen
That's so
throws
funny.
it down. There's hope for me because if she could do it.
So it's a little bit hard because I think that's Monday to Thursday. I'm still a housewife. I'm still cooking. I'm still cleaning. I'm
do
still
you
doing
enjoy
all
that? Like, do you enjoy? Because I know women that enjoy doing that. Like, that's their, safe space. That's
Right.
where, like, that's what they want to do. It's not
Right,
even a
right,
stereotype.
exactly,
That's how they. Do you feel happy doing that, or you feel like, oh, it's just part of life, or do you generally feel comfortable doing that? You feel like if your, let's say your husband would be like, listen, I want you to like chill. I don't want you to, be all, thinking about work and thinking about this. I got it. Would you be okay with that?
So my husband, he was raised by a not a single mom. It was that his father had a business, so she did things alone, not because she wanted to, but because that's how it works in business. So I feel like because of that, my husband saw how his mom struggled. I call her Jefa. So he saw how much Jefa struggled, that he helps me cook and clean. So I don't really have that struggle. And a lot of times I'm like, I really want a torta. And he'd be like, yeah, let's order it. So we'll order food. So it's really hard to say that I enjoy it. I do enjoy it. But sometimes I like to order food. I sponsor Uber Eats. So it's hard. On good days, I enjoy it. On bad days, I'm like, yeah, no, we're doing cereal. We're calling it a day. So I can't really say, you know, it depends. Yeah, it depends, you know. So sometimes I do enjoy it. Sometimes it's so relaxing. Sometimes I'm like, no, I don't want to do it today. Yeah, so it's hard to say that. I mean, I love being a wife. I really do. I love cooking. I love
But you're
cleaning.
not completely against that ideology.
To a certain extent. I feel like if you have a machista husband and it's something, then yeah, I feel like, yeah. But if something's coming out of your heart and he compensates with something else, then by all means, yeah. I mean, if all your bills are getting paid and you're doing all this, come on. But if you're still helping with the bills and you're still doing everything, like, I'm huge on 50-50. Right. You know, there's some days it'll be 60-40. So that's why, to a certain extent, if it's a good team, I'm okay with the ideology. But then if it's a very machista, then it's just like, get yourself a new man.
Let's get the juicy answer now. Let's go. Go off. What do you think about that?
I think the biggest issue with that, and I feel like I 100% believe in feminism. I am a feminist. But feminism isn't about, women, just women. Feminism is about everyone who's a minority, realistically, everyone who struggles. And that's my biggest thing, is that feminism fights for the right to choose. If Chicharito's over here saying, I love soccer, and I grew up loving soccer. Like, I could tell you the statistics of every single player. That was me.
Oh, yeah?
My dad would brag to his friends that his little 14-year-old daughter, and I was always, like, super done up, would know more about soccer than his friends would. So, to me...
good job, Aiden. You hit a nerve.
Right. I feel like, to me, it's not an issue a woman wants to cook or clean. The issue is that she's being forced into it. That's my biggest issue. And I feel like that's why I love fighting that stereotype, because I'm choosing to do this. I choose to live this life. If I get married, if I want to be a crazy housewife and be home and do all this stuff, that's because I chose it, and that's okay. If that's something you love, if you want to cater to your husband, I'm happy for you. If you want to have all the kids in the world, good for you, and I hope you could provide for them. The issue is if you have a husband who puts you through these conditions and tells you need to do this, you need to do that, and doesn't help you, because you're human too. So I think my biggest issue is that they dehumanize women so much, and they undermine and they overlook how hard it is to be a housewife, how hard it is to be someone who cooks and cleans and stays home, and that's all you are to them. So I would say my biggest problem with that is the objectification to it. Okay. Because Chicharito, let's be real, he gets all the women in the world. You objectify women so much, you could have any woman at your hands, but you can't even respect them enough to say, no, a woman could be a president like Shimba. She's incredible. I love her. She's incredible.
She called him out on it.
And absolutely, she fucking should. You're representing Mexico, and you're calling out the one. Like, fuck you. Oh my God, that shit triggers me, because it's like, what the fuck? Like, how do you feel about your mom made a fucking millionaire soccer player, and you're telling me this bitch should be just at home cooking? No, fuck no. None. You cook and clean. That's my biggest issue. My biggest issue is you have to let women choose. And let men choose too. If you want a man who, like, doesn't go to work and stays at home, good for you. And you should get that too. For example, one of my sisters, when she first got with her husband, he was a machista. He used to always say, if my wife doesn't cook and clean for me, I'm leaving her. So my sister cooked. She cooks me. She throws it down. That's another one who throws it down. Now, and he was a provider.
Family gathering.
Right.
Sounds good.
Yeah. He was the provider for a long time, because he was an electrician. And once they had kids, she started to stay at home. And then the pandemic hit and he got hurt. So now she's back at work, and he cooks, cleans, takes care of the kids, cooks for her. He sends us videos that, why isn't my sister eating her dinner? It pisses him off. And it's so funny.
He's like, she came home work late and she's not eating my food.
Right.
And I'm like, damn, Janet, damn.
Right? The worst.
Like,
we hate
that.
Her.
Yeah. We're like, come on.
And it's so, like, refreshing to see that.
The roles switch. Like,
the roles switch.
Nice.
And it's not even about stereotypes or, like, gender roles or anything like that. It's about being what your partner needs at the time. Right. That's my biggest thing. You need to be what your partner needs. Like, for example, that's what I'm saying. Helen's husband, like, I love that man. I love Jose. Because he helps her and they help each other. He helps her, she helps him a lot, you know?
I feel like you guys compensate each other.
Exactly. Yeah, and that's what it's about. It's about teamwork. It's not about, like, you have to do this. No. It's what can you do? And what can I do to help you? How can I help you be better?
Makes sense.
You know, that's my biggest thing. So, yeah, fuck Chicharito for real. Because
all right. Well, clip that chat. That's good viral. I mean, a lot of girls would probably, definitely agree with you on
because
that. You know,
it's
I also
ridiculous.
believe that, you know, that it's not. You definitely, no matter who you are, especially in this time and age, guy, girl, whatever you identify as, you if you want to make it out and do it for yourself, you're gonna do it for yourself.
Exactly.
Like you said,
You have to do it for
excuses aside,
yourself.
you'll do it for yourself.
Absolutely.
Regardless.
And my biggest thing is like you have to learn to cook and clean anyways.
Yep.
That's how you fucking
I
survive.
do a
So to
mean
say
cup
like
of noodles, that's all I'm telling you.
I boil water real good. So
Yeah.
you know.
I overburn it.
That's how good he is. Doesn't even
He
exist
vaporizes
anymore.
the Oh, man, that's funny.
That's how good he is.
What?
So yeah,
What's it like? Well, now we'll switch. Thank you for your stance on that. We just want to know because it's so like out there, and I was like, yo, we have to ask.
I
you
actually
know?
haven't
It's a
seen
good.
it yet.
Oh my god, I saw it on fucking La
No, I
Gorda y La
never see
Flaca. That's what I saw it on.
What's we'll transfer now a little. We'll change the subject a little back into like the business side of it. Now, like I told you before, there's a lot of, especially now. I feel like especially now it's like makeup by, artistry by, you know, this and that. And the reason why I say that, not because I'm into makeup, you know, not that there's anything wrong with that, but because I'm in the business.
You see
I mean,
it.
yeah, I see it all the time, makeup, and I always get the follows of makeup by, whatever by, right? So for someone that's starting up, like whether it's a young lady or anybody that's starting up, that's doing this in makeup, in the makeup world, in the hair stylist world, what advice do you give them, like when they're like just about to do that leap of faith of like, you know what, I'm gonna try to go, maybe not full time, but let me try this as a side hustle and potentially make it a like my full career. Maybe you know,
Okay.
there's a lot of people that see this as like
A side gig.
yeah, a side gig, but
Yeah.
because they don't trust themselves in like or believe in themselves. What do you tell to somebody
My
like
favorite quote ever: "Treat it like a side hustle. It's gonna pay like a side hustle. Treat it like a career, and it pays like a career.
Yep.
That's what it's about. The amount of money and the amount of time you put into it is double what you're gonna get out of it. If you're putting just your spare time into it, and sometimes that's all you can do, but as long as you give your 100% in that little time, I promise it's gonna pay out. So my biggest advice to someone is that if you treat it like a side hustle, it's gonna pay like a side hustle. If you're doing this occasionally, here and there, you don't take it serious, people are not gonna take you serious.
Right.
People take me serious now because I walk into a room and I say, no, this is me, this is my company, I need this to make you feel like this. You know what I mean? But if I walk in there being like, hey,
oh, yeah, I do it.
yeah,
I do it.
sometimes, like, and honestly, I did do that. Like, this is so weird that I'm gonna mention this because it's awkward.
She's about to call herself out.
I am. Okay, when I would go like get any service done, like my nails, my hair, or whatever, I was embarrassed to tell people what I did. Not because I was embarrassed of what I did, but because I just didn't believe in myself. I didn't think I was good
Yeah,
yet.
that
I
makes a
didn't
lot of
think I
sense.
was this. So I used to get my hair done. They'd be like, oh, what do you do? And I'm like, I work here and there. I'm a full-time student. I used to take more pride in being a fucking student than running my
Yeah.
own shit. Like,
I feel
that's
like you have
crazy.
to- yeah, it's
And
a-
I was 18 years old. And I'm like, yeah, I just go to school. No, I am building an empire, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You say that shit with pride more when you like have things to show for. You have
Yeah,
you know,
exactly.
that's
Exactly.
somebody today in the gym asked me like, oh, you're self-employed, like, and he was asking me like, what do you do? Like, I want to be self-employed. Before, the old me would have been like, I'm a wedding coordinator or something that
Yeah.
sounded fancy, you
Something,
know?
exactly.
But then,
yeah.
you know, and now I asked him, like, I'm a DJ, bro. I DJ. And he's like, really? And he's like, yeah, I'm like, I DJ. And he's like, oh, tell me more about it. Well, and I was like, well, it's deeper than that. But that's how I started. Like,
That's
you know, that DJing paid for my first
Exactly.
car, my second car, you know, it's paid for, like, you know,
Right,
whatever,
exactly.
all my other projects, you know, but it branched off of that. And it is so true because before it was a little, you know, like, a lot of the businesses that we're getting into are like a little like not taboo, but like a little like you
It's
didn't
just-
know about them before.
Exactly. And on
you
top
know?
of you didn't know about it, nobody did it.
It's
You
kind
didn't
of
know.
like the influencers now that are like
You didn't know the money
you know,
in there.
now everybody's gonna be an
Now everyone's
influencer.
gonna be an influencer.
Now everybody wants to be an influencer, you know, because you see where it pays out. You see
You
these
see
people
where it
like
pays out.
doing crazy, doing everything we wish for, like to help the community, to do this, to you know, take care of the families. You know, sometimes it is rough in the beginning because you don't have the support, you don't have those applause. But once you like start,
Or you don't
getting,
even have the talent, you know? Like
Yeah.
even okay, so that's where I'm going with my story. I used to be embarrassed. Today I went to I saw a wax lady, okay? And we were talking and she's like, how's your summer going? Are you having a good time? I'm like, I'm feeling blessed because I just finished a weekend with 30 different like clients. Like that's incredible. You know, so I'm telling her, I'm like, I feel so blessed. I haven't slept, I haven't gone out, but I worked so much, and this is everything I prayed for. And she's like, oh, what do you do? I'm like, I'm a bridal makeup artist. I specialize in bridal and quinceañera. And I said that with so much pride. And she was like, that is so amazing. Like, that's so, and we were just talking about it. And it's like, because you just grow this confidence, you know? And she was telling me that she's getting married. So I think I just locked in a potential bride.
Yeah.
But, you know, and that's what it comes down to. So I would say, like, my biggest advice to people is, like, you really need to just trust yourself. And like I said, it's so much easier said than done. And another thing is ask questions. Like, people underestimate asking questions, and they're embarrassed. Till this day, I ask my makeup artist friends advice. Like, what do you think about this? What do you think about that? I have another makeup artist friend. Her name is Shivi. I love her so much. She actually specializes in Middle Eastern weddings. So it's very different, but very cultural. I love it. And we help each other out all the time, to the point where we send each other contracts. And we're like, what do you think about this contract? What do you think about this policy? How should I handle this client? What do you think about this? And it comes down to the support. You need to have people, like, give you feedback. And, like, don't be afraid to ask questions. Like, you need to ask. How else are you going to learn? How are you going to learn? How are you going to be better? I always tell her that. She's always like, I don't know how I feel. Like, I don't want to ask. I'm like, no, you need to ask. Like, if you're struggling, you need to ask, because maybe they see it differently than you do.
Yeah, that's one thing I've learned with all of this. Just open your mouth and say something.
Just some people are
even
mean.
not even ask questions, like, say who you, like what you said, say who you are, say what you do, and say it with pride.
And say it with pride.
A lot of people would, like, even that guy that asked me, like, what I did, he's like, oh yeah, he's like, I'm a filmmaker and I want to do this.
That's
And
cool.
I'm like, dude, you would be a great addition to the team. Like, he's like, no, I'm really able to, like, tell me
You
this
want to
and
be
that.
employed before
Yeah.
you're self-employed?
Yeah.
That's what I would have said.
But he was like, yo, like, I love what you do. And I showed him the page. I showed him the he's like, bro, I love it and all of this. And, and I wouldn't know half of the things he told me, but I wouldn't open my mouth and said it with confidence. Like, oh, I do have a podcast. And now my friends brag about it. My friend, like, I first started the podcast by myself. I'd be like, you guys probably saw the first episode. It was horrible. Like I said, you know, the whole time. But now even my friends brag about it. You know, like my friends, when they present me to other friends or other people, they're like, "Oh, this is Chido Talk. This is the part." And then I know, and now they lift me up with
Doesn't
that.
it feel so
yeah,
good?
It's amazing. I got my first picture. I think I said it in the other podcast. I got my first or second picture asked for. That they see, like, randomly on YouTube, like, oh, are you the podcast? I'm like, that's
Oh my
me.
God, that makes me so emotional.
That is,
so, like,
that is, you know,
it's such a surreal feeling.
Yeah, it really is. And then shout out to now that we're talking about the topic, shout out to Aiden and Spook with Omar. Spook is you guys will know him as Spook
Omar
from now on.
Aiden.
Yeah, they believe in the project, that they have joined the team, and just the message. I mean, Spook has been believing in the dream since we started. He's my graphic designer. Black Diamond Studios. Leave the link below if you guys need any type of graphics. That's the goal, you know.
Hey,
you're
friend.
a designer.
I actually need
You're a graphic designer.
Hey, take notes.
It's
Take
not like
notes.
mine. There's
We
levels
need
to
help.
this. But Spook, he believed in the project way longer. I told him, listen, I need this and this and this done. I said, how much? He said, don't worry about it. He said, you know, we got it. You know, I like this.
That's
I'm part of this now, and having that. You don't have that confidence because sometimes it's even family that doesn't believe in you. Like the people that are supposed to be there don't believe in you.
Right.
Friends, you know, I saw this one quote. I'm into quotes a lot too, but I said that I saw that there was a quote that said a client will become a friend faster than a friend will become a client.
Absolutely.
You know, and that is so true because it sucks. But we were just talking about this, I think, right? And on the way here, where like it sucks that. Now at a point where we're at, even if we're not like made it yet, but it doesn't matter. The fact that we have the confidence, we don't need. Of course, we appreciate every single one, but like I'm talking about like those close friends where you would think,
it doesn't matter.
Where you would think the support would come from. You don't need that because there's strangers that are, you know,
that they rep your name.
Yeah, they will.
Like,
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
insane.
So it's so really amazing that, you know, now we have the confidence to go out there and do all these things because, you know. It's a rough world out there, but there's also a lot of people that, you know, when they see someone doing good,
they're envious.
Yeah.
They're envious. Realistically, that's what it is. But it also comes down to a lot of societal pressures. Like I feel like, because even when I first started, and my mom was like, "You need to get like a real job," because I was like 17 when I first started. She's like, "You need to get a real job. You need to make real money. Like this is not cute anymore." As soon as she said that, a week later, I think I made $1,000 that week. 17 years old, $1,000 cash. Sexy. And I'm 17 years old. I never made.
We
I
pay our
never worked.
taxes.
We do. It's why I have an LLC. Don't come for me. But after they saw that, then my parents were like, "All right, then we're gonna support you." And
Right.
even now, and it's so funny because my dad doesn't brag about me knowing soccer anymore. Now he brags about how much money I make. Like the other day, he calls me, and I was a little embarrassed because I was driving one of my colleagues home. He calls me. He's like, "Hey, I want to tell my worker how much money you made this month. Can you let me know?" And I'm like, "Oh, I made, and I'm trying to whisper because I don't know what the other person makes. I don't want to make them feel bad." But he's like, "What?" I'm like, "I made." And he's like so proud of me. But it's crazy to say because I'm a makeup artist. Like that's not a traditional way to make money.
Yeah.
That's very like. It's whatever. They treat it like whatever.
We live in such a horrible time right now, but we also live in such a great time where like
you could make it if
you're
really,
breaking. We're breaking so many boundaries. I think the title of this is gonna be like Beauty Boss and Boundary Breaking. If I'm not wrong.
Oh, I love
that.
that.
So you guys like just hit the
oh my god, I love that. It's insane, and it's a beautiful thing. I feel like I get to connect with people a lot more because I think there's not so much like this hierarchy. People don't see a hierarchy when they see me. They see like just someone who's doing makeup. So people can open up to me. They can be vulnerable.
Right.
And they pay me. So tell me all your secrets. I'll keep them.
Lucky therapist.
Yeah, that's exactly what it. Oh my God. One time I had this one client. She sat in my chair. She trauma dumped. I felt like I had to go to therapy after that session because I was like, oh my, it just kept getting worse and worse and worse. It was insane. So, it happens. It happens sometimes. But, yeah, that's what I have to say about that.
Okay, Helen?
Ooh. What was the question? I'm just kidding. So just to feed on Anais, I feel like before I used to take orgullo in saying I was a surgery coordinator. I was even an office manager and insurance manager. I used to take pride in that. I'm like, yeah, like I'm doing everything almost by the books, considering I got pregnant young. But I'm like, all right, I'm doing everything by the books. And then, realizing I used to say, oh yeah, my little sister's a makeup artist. And oh my God, the money Anais brings in is crazy. And I'm like, how? If I'm a manager in the medical field, how am I not doing the same thing too? And I'm doing the traditional route. So I do feel like if there's one thing I came to realize, sometimes, like you said, boundaries need to be broken, and I say this as a wife, I say this as a mom. I feel like had it been another female in my situation as a mom, as a wife, she would have probably stayed in the medical field and not chanced this, becoming a hairdresser. Because I mean, from insurance manager, surgery coordinator, to a hairstylist, it's, you know what name weighs more.
She gets no benefits.
No benefits. I get bullied, So I
We gotta make a little complaint to HR.
I know, no, HR.
I am HR.
Yeah, like, this is crazy. And the other HR is my other sister. Yeah.
The manager's here. HR is here.
That's exactly what it is. And it's true. Like, it's a little crazy. And I don't shit on people that do 9 to 5s. They work hard. And that's not that it's not easier working a 9 to 5, but it just feels so much better because your paycheck is secured. I could make this amount this month, and then in December, I'm like, fuck, I got no bookings.
No,
what am I going to do?
Yeah.
I mean, the anxiety is so good.
Yeah, it's fun. So I'm like, it's fun.
That adrenaline, it's funny because I always, in the beginning of the year, I'm always like, oh my God, like, how am I going to make more money than I did next year? I don't have the same bookings. And then 2 months later, I'm like, fuck, how am I going to even do these bookings? It's too much. I did too much. And that's how it is every month, every week, every year. You just never know. Eventually, you kind of learn
Entrepreneur
to.
life.
It's just a huge leap of faith. Yeah.
It really is. Eventually you learn how to manage and how to make things sustainable. But when you're first onto this, it's scary.
Yeah, I
It's
feel like
so
most
scary.
entrepreneurs that do that leap of faith on all on black or all on red. It's tough, but. Like you said, I really like what you said. Where if you treat it as a side hustle, yeah, it'll pay out.
It pays a side hustle.
Yeah, because I really did that. Like when people didn't believe in me, when with the DJ stuff, and I showed out, it was definitely what I put in. It gave me back,
Yeah, exactly.
And then obviously with the help of God, things just work out
Yeah,
even better than
exactly.
what you think sometimes.
Exactly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I feel like another big thing too is you need to learn to I don't want to say learn to be prepared, but like I said, what you put in is what you put out. So when I first started, I am really young. So I would go to parties, I would go to clubs, and I'd show up to my client's house hung over. That's okay. That always falls. I'd show up to my client's house.
Breaking stuff in the back.
You know what? Leave me another camera. Okay?
Yeah, that's fine.
No, I'm just kidding. That happens all the time. I'm never gonna forget this one time I showed up to a client's house so like I was still drunk, and I never went eyeliner so good in my life, and I'm like, that's how I know I'm supposed to do this. But then I sat to myself and I said, how do I want to attract these high-paying clients? How do I want to give that luxuried experience if I don't even show up giving my all?
Well, you showed up, but drunk.
Right. But you know, like not like my best. Not right. I was so hungover. Oh my God. Like and that's my thing. Like, how can I say I provide this luxury experience but not give you my full attention because I'm hungover? Like, you know, you just can't. Well, at least in my career, I just can't. I need to, in order to give someone the best face possible or to give them the best experience possible, I need to be here 100% with you. I can't be a little bit here, a little bit there. That's why makeup is a therapy for me, because I literally shut my brain off when I'm working. Like there's nothing that matters in the world except the person in front of me when I'm working. And how can I possibly do that if I show up hungover, if I'm not coming up the best I can, if I'm not coming well dressed, if I like barely struggle to get out of bed? You know, like I need to prep myself beforehand to go to these clients.
Right.
So I feel like that's another really good advice I have to give someone who's starting out of the beauty industry. It's like, you really need to hold yourself accountable. Hold yourself to that level. And trust me, your clients are going to respect you so much more. They're going to want to pay you so much more because they appreciate what's coming out, like what you're bringing to them. I think that's really big for me. And even with her, when I first had her join, I'm like, look, Helen, I like to dress a certain way. I expect, don't get me wrong, some days, like on trial days, I'll show up in like loose pants or whatever. Never even sweats. I don't even show up in sweats, to be honest with you. But like, I'll show up like wearing whatever. That's fine. Because it's a trial day. It's in my studio. Like, we're comfortable here. But when we're working events, I always tell her, like, we need to dress up even a little bit. Like, even if it's just our hair's done and we just have nice clothes on. But, like, we need to look at least something presentable. Especially because all these freaking photographers want to get me in the shot. You know how embarrassing it is? Or, like, this working. Like,
my guys are like, hey.
Yeah.
Right. No, literally. Yeah. They always want to get me a shot. I'm like, this is embarrassing now. I look like a hot mess in these people's big day. You know, they're going to look at these pictures forever. So yeah, that's another big advice I have.
That's awesome. Helen, any last remarks? We're coming down to the last. What time are we? What's the timing? Or 1:40. Okay, we're having a great conversation. And now we're winding down to it. Helen, any last remarks you have? Any advice you have? Not necessarily in hair, maybe as dealing with balancing business, life, being a mom. Any last advice, remarks you have?
Really believe in yourself. I want to cry. I think it's to believe in yourself and understand that as a mom, as a sister, as a wife, I say this: if you don't love yourself, you will get nowhere, you know? So I will say, why am I crying? I cry all the time. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
Look, really believe in yourself. Really do it. And I say this in the most sisterly, motherly advice: don't take the safe route because you're not going to be happy. And I say this with all my jobs. I've done so many things. I used to make candles. I used to bake. I was search coordinator, I was a teacher assistant, and I'm a hairstylist. And I will say, really do this for you. Really love yourself and be confident like Anais.
Yeah.
And then you will make it. So I think that's something I would say: really believe in yourself and just don't go the safe route. It's so boring. Yeah. It's so boring, you know?
And
sorry, I don't know why I got so emotional right now. It's just like
it's real.
I never realized how like powerful this was till now. I'm like, oh my god, something about these speakers. I'm like, microphones, excuse me. I'm like, oh my god, yeah, maybe that was. I'm like really looking into myself.
Now
I'm like,
I get it.
No, I like it. I like that point because I've heard the bigger the monster in your story, the better it is. You know, because you will overcome that monster, whatever that is. If the monster means a toxic work environment that you don't like, you're in college because you're pushed by your parents and that's not what you really want. You know, you really want to be X, Y, and Z. You know, when you do that leap of faith, obviously it's not easy. It's not easy. You know,
Yeah.
it's not easy. By
No, and
any
as a
means.
mom, it's harder because
Yeah,
it's like
and
it's not a
exactly.
leap of faith for myself. I can't chance it. I have
Right.
so many lives that I have to take care of. So it's not like, all right, I'm gonna do this, and if it's it, it's not. It's not. It's like I have to do this, and then it's gonna really impact everything. You know.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's why it's harder, and yeah, it's really hard. It's you know,
amazing
like
message to push out to everyone, but specifically moms and like, you know, females trying to get it. Just
yeah,
trying to get
anyone
it
in general,
every day.
anyone in
Yeah.
society, because society is really, really tough. It's really,
harsh.
really tough.
It's
Yeah.
harsh. So you need to be harsh. You need to be tough on yourself too. You need to push yourself.
Any
That's so
last
hard.
remarks, Anais? Any last?
If I last remark, you said something and I was gonna piggyback off it, but I forgot.
I feel like I just like took the toll by crying. I feel like sorry.
No, it's
sorry.
okay.
Oh, it's
I
amazing.
cry all the time.
I think yeah, the safe route is so safe. And I think, like I said, honestly, I'm gonna put that quote somewhere because it's so good. If you treat it like a side hustle, it pays like a
Yeah,
side
you should
hustle.
really.
And if you show up somewhere and you don't feel confident in yourself, you don't feel like you're not good enough, then why should your clients trust you? Why should other people trust you? They're not.
Right.
So you need to put yourself first before you put anybody else before you. And essentially, like Helen said, if you're doing this, make sure you're doing it for you and not just for the money, because clients feel that.
Oh yeah.
They feel it when you're just in it for the paycheck, when you're just in it for whatever.
When you're just
like-
in it for the Benz.
Exactly. And I am in it for the Benz, but I want to take my clients in the Benz, you know?
hey, I'm her passenger princess. It's okay.
But, you know, I feel like, again, we work in an industry where this is people's biggest day in their lives. For us, it may just be another event. I never want to make my client feel like, oh, you're just another paycheck, because you're not. Like, I am lucky to be in that room with you. I am so happy and I'm so grateful that you chose me and my team to be there with you that morning. And I never want my clients to feel like, oh, we're just another client to her. You're not. Because deep down, you guys fund my dreams. You guys make the little girl in me so happy. And I'm the woman I am today because of my clients. They push me and I learn from them all the time. Even my little quinceañeras, like, they tell me, I love to talk to my quinceañeras because it's so refreshing to hear young women say, I want more for myself too. I'm never going to forget, I had a quinceañera tell me, I want to do what you do. And that was my, like, I made it moment. Because it was so beautiful. And that's what I do because I want little girls to see you can be so much more. You can be everything you put your mind to, everything and I'm not just saying it, like, you can do it. We live in a generation right now where you can build yourself so big. You know, you just can't let society's boundaries hold you back. You cannot.
Go for it.
We live in a world where if you want to make it, you can make it. Of course, there's factors that factor in, but you just got to push through it. Like, you really do. There's a rule with makeup artists. It's a 10-year rule, Mark, that's saying if you persistent for 10 years, you make it huge. And I could tell you flat out, like, I've seen it with so many different artists that I'm friends and my mentor. I've seen it firsthand. After they hit 10 years, it's insane. Like, my mentor makes $500,000 a year, that just doing makeup. That's her salary. $500,000 is her salary.
Maybe I should be
I have
makeup artist,
another
No more hair.
another makeup artist that I admire. She's amazing. She's my bridal makeup artist. That when I get married, she's gonna do my makeup. She's made $1 million doing makeup.
Wow.
So, you know, like, this isn't
supportive.
just makeup. No, this is people's career. This is people's lives. And with anything for women, you need to push yourself. You need to believe in yourself, because no one's going to do it. No one's going to protect you out here. You really need to do it yourself. That's my biggest take, guys.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Let's clap it up for these ladies. Clap it up for these ladies. That was
you.
awesome. Whew.
Thank you
That
very
was
much.
That was a full, really a full episode of motivation and, like, inspiration for a lot of ladies that are like. Funny enough, there's a lot of, like, I forgot what the stats were, but it was like 80% on, at least on Instagram. I think it was like 80 or 85% were female viewers on our Instagram.
Shit, that's
Yeah.
incredible.
So and it was cool because I think I got that stat like the first 2 months we were on Instagram, and it was like we had like 100,000 views, and it was like 80% female. So
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that grew to where we are now. So I'm pretty sure a lot of ladies would and anyone that's honestly looking to empower themselves and break out of that
Yeah, this isn't
normal
just
shell.
for women. This is for everybody. But to the women there, hey,
Hey, girl.
I hope to see you in my chair.
But yes, thank you, ladies, so much for the space. Thank you so much for your time, for
Thank you for
being
coming.
vulnerable with us, for being, we love the emotion. We love how passionate you guys are with what you guys do. It's so awesome. It's so amazing. Guys, look them up if you guys are looking in the New York area, or fly them out.
Fly me out.
Fly
We're
them out. They do an
international.
incredible job. I've worked with them
Thank you so
personally,
much.
so and they are an experience. And I'm not even the quinceañera, so they are an experience. Check them out. I'll leave their Instagrams down below, so you guys can check them out. Website, all that. Fun stuff will be down below, so you guys can check them out. Check out their work. Check out who they are as well. They are incredible people, just trying to grind, trying to make it, trying to live their dream to the fullest, and fulfill that dream. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you, ladies, for being a part of this. I know it took a little long, but I'm
It's
so sorry.
okay.
It's fine.
Thank you so
Thank you
much for
guys,
asking us to be a part of this.
yeah,
I
of
love being a
course.
part of other people's dream, and any way we can help.
Yeah, that's it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you for sharing. The whole dream, everything, the passion. It's been an amazing episode. I hope you guys enjoyed as much as I did. This conversation was amazing. That's what we call it, the Chill Talk Podcast.
Yeah.
But thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Shout out to the producer, Aiden. Shout out to Omar Spook, that are now part of the team. If you guys would like to be a guest in this podcast, we do have a form, a guest application on our bio. So make sure to check that out. We've had a bunch of people fill it in already. We're getting through them. I just started, really putting the team together, making sure that we're able to make sure we get the best out of each episode. So if you guys want to be a guest, there will be a guest application down below as well in the link. So make sure you click that. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please like and subscribe, and we are out. Peace.